fought to the end there and didn't come through in the end. Tried to battle that team, and it was, knew it was going to be that type of game, but ultimately didn't come through at the end, and it's really tough and disappointing. I'll take any questions you guys got.
Kevin, could you explain the pass run distribution, 31 carries for Chubb and Hunt and 31 passes for Watson, especially given the elements out there?
Yeah, just trying to, obviously each time trying to put our guys in position. A couple times you have the win and you're trying to throw possession throws, and, felt like there were some opportunities both in the run and the pass. We just didn't come through.
What did you see on the 4th and 2 on the next to last drive that was incomplete and gave them the ball?
I have to go back and look specifically. Yeah.
How do you think Deshaun has never played a game this fall? So how did you think he handled it? It looked like probably not as accurate as he usually is.
Yeah, those are tough conditions. They're tough for both teams. I know, we want to make plays. And I know he did make a few plays, and we just ultimately didn't make enough of those. But it's those were the conditions. It was what it was.
At the end there, would you consider those to be, some drops, and is that just what happens in conditions like this? The ball probably felt like a brick.
Yeah, it's tough. It's obviously, as you know, it's not ideal. It's not ideal conditions, but our guys they hold themselves to a high standard. We expect to make plays.
Was the wind helping you one way? Like, did you feel more comfortable throwing it going
Away from the dog pound.
away from the dog pound? And then, I guess, how much did it affect you when you weren't going that way? Did you feel comfortable calling them?
No, it was the win was significant, so it definitely factored into a lot of today.
This eliminated you guys from finally once and for all from playoff contention. So, what can you say about that?
Yeah, obviously, you're disappointed with that, Mary Kay. I know our focus won't change for next week. We're in the business to go down there and try and get a win next week, but obviously that's disappointing.
What did you think your run defense, Kevin, looked like they got a little bit going with the Hill and Kamara combination at the end of the second quarter?
Yeah, it was a couple drives there where they had their success, it felt like, and didn't get them off the field on some long drives.
On that 4th and 2 pass, is that a Watson change of play at all, or is it like a 25-yard route?
Deep corner to DPJ.
Yeah, was that the penalty? Did we get a flag on that one?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that was yes. No, it did not change anything about the play. No.
Would you say, again, despite the conditions, DPJ didn't seem to have, his best game? Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's hard for me to say right now, Mary Kay, but again, you're right. Conditions aren't ideal. Both teams had to play in it. You got to find a way.
What about the way Nick fought coming off a foot injury? It seemed like he just went out there and he was Nick.
Yeah, Nick ran hard. A couple times we just, I feel like a couple second and shorters we didn't come through when we have to keep moving the chains. So that was disappointing, but those guys fought like crazy.
What did you see on the interception thrown by Deshaun?
Yeah, I have to look at it. I know it was one of those bang bangs where the ball gets tipped up in the air, but I'd have to look at it.
You said the wind was significant. Was the cold a factor in the game?
I think that's always a factor, Tony, but I think the wind was more of a factor in that game.
And on the play in the first half where Cooper slipped in the end zone.
Yeah.
It seemed like the field was covered with snow, and yet it didn't snow. How did that happen?
Yeah, it was covered by the tarp. So they pulled the tarp off today. I think it's a condensation type thing.
So were the conditions of the field much more slippery than you expected them to be?
It was soft. So, again, regardless, Mary Kay, it's both teams are playing in the same conditions. So it's fair.